lot of love in the room.
Indeed. So hello and welcome. This is day 33. Wow. I have a studio audience with me today. Very exciting. Yeah! The whole SoulFullHeart group is here. And you'll actually be hearing from each of them. And this all spontaneously happened in the last 20 minutes. I was just going to do myself on video today, sort of completing and wrapping up the series. And then this is how it is for us. We just all felt connected to this completion moment and wanted to come together to share it all together. So if this isn't a demonstration of heart community, I don't know what is. And this is probably one of the main themes that we've been exploring in these 33 days, is that heart community with others comes from that community from inside. So I hope that's landed with you and also created a desire to experience your inner community and all these different parts that I've been introducing you to: the protector, the punisher, the teenager, the starseed. We didn't really get into the inner mother and father, but that's quite a fascinating journey as well. Did I forget someone? No? It's nice to have you guys here. Then you can actually help me remember. The gatekeeper, yes, and then all the meta-soul aspects that on all these different timelines, and their fascinating energies. So really, this series was an introduction. It was a taste to something that really can only be experienced and can't really be taught or understood. And so I want to say that this was the map, probably, that I offered you, but not the actual territory or terrain. So the actual terrain of this process is experienced through sessions with us. So if you felt very resonant, if you had tears, if you felt things stirring during this time, it's probably a sign that you'd resonate with that session experience. And that's something to consider and take in. It could very well be your next step, is to go into that space with one of us. And the other piece is the community aspect. We do offer group calls every month, so if you wanted to try that out and see how that felt. And also connecting with us on Facebook. We are a virtual community in that way. To see the deepening, there's so much to read as well that we have on our website. And if you want more inner deepening for a while, I've given you some tools in meditation and journaling that you can start venturing into that territory between you and parts of you. I have found for myself that I really needed it. It was almost a 5-year phase of being facilitated by others in parts work. I needed that outside perspective looking in, outside looking in at me. I needed that mirror to be able to see and feel all these different aspects of myself. And I don't believe you can differentiate and separate from these energies inside yourself without the help of another. I mean, you can do a certain aspect of that work, but it's really the surrender into the outside mirror with a trusted other that really starts to heal a lot of the wounded frequencies that we've experienced here in 3D. So my main thing I feel in my heart is a big thank you to those of you who followed along with me in the actual sharing of these the last 33 days, but also a thank you to those of you who will be taking this in later. That could be 4 years, 5 years from now, who knows? With no linear time, it's all open in the now. So thank you. This is a collaboration, absolutely. And every comment that was left by those of you who left them went into my heart. And I will continue to respond to comments on these videos as you leave them and as you watch. So don't be shy to share, even if it's a couple of years since the filming. It's so weird to think in a couple of years' time, isn't it? It's like, where are we going to be then? What's the world going to be like? So you really got to see a very humble beginning. My humble beginnings in this very modest home. Lots of sound issues at times with barking dogs, and we didn't get any loud Mexican music. but I had to get up pretty early in order to avoid that. So it's very humble right now. I believe we will maintain our humility even as it feels like we're entering into a growth phase. So that's from my heart, and I'll probably say something at the end of this video too, but I felt now that my all beloveds are here that I will have them say something as well. And I think we'll start with Raphael.
Hello everyone. Thank you for being on this series. I just feel honored. I had this inspiration that I wanted to sit here with Jelelle as she recorded this last video, and then all of us jumped on board, so here we are. Wow, it began on 1/1, and today it's ending on 2/2, February 2nd, and it's 33 days. And I really feel, Jelelle, that you have changed our timeline together for us as a community and for Soulful Heart. And there is a way in all that Jelelle has invited you into, and your heart is feeling into going into something deeper with us. There is a way that your sacred life remains intact and becomes the facilitation ground of your next steps as it mingles with our sacred life, and the two somehow merge in a sacred new unfolding of new trajectory, new heart open space. And I'm excited for what's coming. I was reminded last night a feeling of needing to say goodbye to a certain phase of our life. That includes Mexico and a whole alchemy that's brought us to this point. As I sit here in an old camp chair that we brought with us from Canada, survived the ranch and still survives to this day as a place to sit in with some nominal comfort. So, wow, I know we're going to look back on this in time. It will be a timeless video series. I believe that no matter what other series we record, this one will need to be preserved as a genesis of something really, really beautiful. And if it touches your heart 2 years from now, or you're watching this later this evening as in live, I extend my heart to you and look forward to what good things want to come between us. Much love.
Thanks, love.
Welcome to the 33 Days with Jelelle. It's been an experience for all of us to witness everything that she's talked about in this series, and also each of us guesting on it a couple of times. And that was, for all of us, I think, very deeply transformational in our own ways. And I can only imagine the process that you've been in taking these videos in, whether you've taken in a couple. It doesn't matter if you've only taken in one, because I'm sure you can feel the transference of energy and the imprint that's left on your heart and soul just from Jelelle's energy alone, any one of us. So this energy we have in Soulful Heart is very, very unique, and so are you. And each of us are as well, so that's what makes it so powerful. And so I just invite you to keep feeling yourself. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest ticket into a community like this, is to keep feeling your heart. And your heart is the gateway to so much more. Your heart is the gateway to a deepening experience of your soul, and a deepening experience of love, and what love really is. So on behalf of Jelelle and all of us, thank you so much for being here and taking this in. This hasn't just been about Jelelle, the Jelelle Awen show. It's been the Soulful Heart show. It's been the You show. You've actually been a big part of it and really informed it, even energetically. It might be hard for parts of you to believe, but you've definitely informed what Jelelle's talked about, what we've all talked about, even what Gabriel and I have talked about in our Practical Ascension series, which we also invite you to check out if you want to deepen your experience of Soulful Heart and each of us. So, like Jelelle said, there's lots of writings if you want to deepen on your own as much as you can. There's session space as well that we offer, group calls, you name it. I mean, we're probably going to add something else sooner or later to our long list of offerings. So thank you so much for being here from the bottom of my heart. And I love you.
Thank you, Kalayna. Gabriel's in a shorter chair here. He's the tallest. He's the tallest, but he's in the shortest chair.
That makes for good filming.
It does.
Hello, everyone. I think the first thing that comes to my mind about this whole series for myself personally is inspiration. It's been inspiring to watch Jelelle be in this space for herself, for us, for you, for love, to show up in leadership, claiming this path as a path that is just so near and dear to her, and can feel that as something to just offer to you, getting up for you and us and even herself. It's just, it's beyond words what it takes, and it's all in joy, it's all in love. It's like, oh, I gotta get up and do this again, you know. It's all just been a pleasure, and you can see that when you see the videos. And I think that's one thing I want you to take in, is just to feel that all that work that she did is what creates the energy inside of her to then bring it back again. And so you can feel everything that she's been through, and it's been inspiring to watch that. So every time I look at it, I get that sense too. It's like, look at that. And I'm inspired to do my own. What would that look like? What would that feel like to be on a project, to dedicate yourself like that, to offer to other people? It's really, truly impeccable. And so I've been really a pleasure to be.
Thank you,
witness
Gabriel.
that. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much for that. It's just been a gift. It's like a Christmas gift every day, you know? It's like trying to wrap your present every day.
Someone said
days.
it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Right.
That was so sweet.
Yeah.
But that's the parts work, is the gift that keeps on giving.
Right, exactly. So, and like you said, it's just a small little piece of what you can experience in it. And even just watching all 33 days is like, whoa, there's a lot there. But that tells you how large SoulFullHeart is and how big the love is. So I think it's a beautiful thing just to take in whenever you can, one little step at a time. Something may inspire you to watch day 16. Oh, that sounds interesting. Go to that and it'll speak to you. It doesn't even have to be done in a linear fashion. So, and I'm amazed by you watching this and being into it, because it's a reflection of you. Your dedication to yourself is what really inspires us all. So I just want to reflect that one back over there. So anyway, thank you, Jelelle. Thank you all for watching and commenting on all of our pieces. And it's been a pleasure to be a part of.
Thank you, Gabriel. And this is Raianna, who honestly, this series could not have happened without her. She has spent hours and hours and hours editing these videos, putting in the music when we used music, figuring out how to get rid of the dog barking, which we never really could, and just generally holding them in her heart and reminding me every evening when they're published, because I often go into another zone, a couple times almost asleep. And so Raianna's been a huge part of this behind the scenes. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. It's been my own metamorphosis, it feels like, through this whole experience. When we were first doing the videos, it was actually quite stressful, because I was just learning how to edit videos in general. So I think the day one, it took like all day to edit, and I was stressing out. Like, it should not be that long, because the intro was like 2 hours or something, so I was just like a basket case that day. But the beautiful thing about parts work for me as a support facilitant is that I could be there for my parts as it was happening. So it was perfect because I was working with my inner Punisher during that time. So I would just kind of pause, feel that part, feel what was going on, and then sometimes I would have tears of just, being worried it wouldn't be good enough, or worried that I wasn't good enough. This part of me kind of associated love with approval, so I worked through a lot because of this project. And one thing I wanted to also mention was that I can feel this part by myself while it's happening, but having a facilitator, for me, Kalayna, that was huge. It helps so much to kind of muddle through what's going on, because you have so many parts and they're interconnected too. And it's really, really hard to kind of differentiate their relationships and what's really going on and who's really feeling what. So personally, I found that sessions are like so much better to have rather than just trying to go through it on your own. Plus, it's just so beautiful to have that support and love behind you. And I started sessions because I just felt kind of lost. Didn't really know what I wanted with my life or anything, and I knew about parts, but I didn't really know how to work with them, or I didn't have enough me there to give them all the love I needed or the support. And so yeah, I just really wanted to mention how important sessions have been to me, and if that's where you feel you want to go next, I really suggest it. Yeah, it's been a ride, but it's been awesome, and I hope that these videos last forever, and there's so much amazing information here, and it's really hard to even figure out where you're at. So if you need help, definitely ask. And if you don't feel ready yet, there's like millions and millions of pages of writing, I feel like. There's so much, and like any topic you can probably imagine. So yeah, I would really suggest using Soulful Heart as a support system, and it's just been beautiful. And I mean, just being in my mom's energy, Jelelle, it moves so much. It kind of like gets you somewhere. It either opens out your heart or it triggers something painful that you might need to feel, but with love. So it's just, yeah, this whole series feels so important for us, for her, for everyone watching. And thank you so much for letting this in. And I've been changed by it. I've been changed by you guys watching. I hope we change you too.
Oh, thank you.
Present.
We might even miss it, huh?
Yeah, I think we will. Yeah.
There's a purpose every day.
Yeah, there's like something I have to show up for every day. It'll be nice for a break, but
Slip in a little bit.
A present facilitant and a future facilitator.
Absolutely.
Hope so.
And I don't think Coda has much to say, but this is Coda, and he's been holding space for this video series too, mostly by not barking while Mom's talking. And I'm very, very proud of him because I think he got that I was holding sacred space every day for this video series. And so I think he's tired. That's what he's been holding more space than he probably realizes. So thank you, Coda, for your animal medicine. Yeah, I love you. Okay, and these guys I introduced yesterday. These are representations of the energies of star seeds and inner children, and this energy has been a big part, actually, of this whole series, even when I've gone into more serious tones, especially during the guided meditations. This is something I wanted to mention because watching these videos every night in order to write the description, I noticed this so much fluctuation in my energy, in what energy I was presenting each day, depending on what I was talking about. And I believe that's reflective of this embodiment of these different parts. And it's a wholeness, actually, as these frequencies, it's like the rainbow. It's like a rainbow. So rather than thinking of this clinical, these parts integrate, you could think of it more as your rainbow becomes unified. And each color represents an aspect of yourself. So it's not that they go away or disappear, it's that they shine. So I can talk yesterday about the inner child and the starseed, and you can feel that color in my rainbow. It's probably indigo or something. And it has a sparkle because it's not layered over. If someone just has a flat affect, meaning if they're always the same, that's a part usually working pretty hard to keep them the same. Even if, they're a spiritual teacher and they're in a lofty place all the time, that's a part, keeping them in the same frequency. There's fluctuations in my frequency because of the integration, because I allow these energies to come out. That includes the guided meditations when I'm letting Metatron's frequencies or Sophia's or whatever higher dimensional aspect wants to show up. It was a Metasoul aspect from Lemuria the other day. And it changes. You can physically see me change. You can, if you see auras, you can see my aura change. This is not a mark of inconsistency, actually. This is an embodiment of our sacred humanity. We are meant to fluctuate this way. What's different, I would say, for myself especially, is that there's much less reactivity and polarization. So I can let this inner starseed burst come out without suppressing it. There isn't another part of me that's suppressing it or judging it. So I can fully be it in that moment. Or I can fully be Metatron and his wisdom coming through. There's like a fluid self, we could say. And if it's a fluid self that is in the service of love, that is its purpose. And I believe that is the 5D sacred human. For whatever amount of that I embody, that I will be continuing to be in process for the rest of this life, it feels like. So I wanted to mention that, and then Raphael reminded me a couple different things. One of them was I mentioned my books. Two of them, Bliss Mess is available now as a free PDF, which is my gift to you for taking this series in whatever ways you have. And also a book I'm releasing soon, in a couple of weeks, February 2018, called Under the Bloated Banyan, that I'm rereading now, and it's really going into my field again. It's covers a time period from December 2003 until December 2009. So a 6-year period in my life and in my awakenings, and it's quite a journey. So you also can get that free as a PDF if you just email us. It's soulfulhearts@gmail.com. I'll include that in the description, and also it's on our website as well, soulfulheartwayoflife.com. That's one. What's the other one?
We want your money.
Oh, we want your money. Yeah, we would love to receive any donations. We have big plans and desires for this year. We'd like to relocate to Glastonbury, England from here in Mexico. And every penny goes toward service of love. It really does. And for us as a community, as we talked about in a video a couple days ago, where we share our resources together. So you can donate to us through our Patreon page, which is the link to that is included at the end of every video, right, Raianna? Mm-hmm. And also our PayPal, our donations page on the website. So PayPal is the main way, although we can also receive wired money as well. Yeah. Okay, next.
Wow, I think that's got it.
I thought there was one other piece. I want to mention again our group call, February 11th. That's coming up fairly soon. We have group calls monthly. I imagine that's going to continue. So you can always check our website if you'd like to join in on one. This gives you an opportunity to share, to have an individual sharing within a group, and also take in our teachings live and a guided meditation as well. Yes, Raphael. I just mentioned Glastonbury.
The budget?
Oh, well, Raphael's saying Glastonbury, and yeah, that's certainly any donation you give us is going toward, we calculated that we need about $20,000 to get there. So any penny, pound, peso is so helpful to get us there. I envision, once we're there, I really see offering retreats and seminars to people from around the world. And it's much easier in some ways to get there. And I think it will draw quite a bit of people locally as well, which we're looking forward. Most of our work right now is remotely. It's around the world. And it's amazing how love can be served in this format, yet being able to be local and have more of a community and serve people in person and do energy sessions and do seminars and do groups is really heart-watering, mouth-watering to us. So I want, what the others said is in my heart too. I want to thank you for taking these in whatever ways and means that you can. And I feel a reminder coming through that you are love. Whatever you felt that you saw in me that inspired you, it's a reflection of you and your bigness. And completely possible for you to inhabit. And the parts of you that feel like you can't, they have good reason right now to feel that way. But once felt, and just being with them and connecting with them, they start to understand that too, that they also are love and will return to love. So, ending on Coda's growl, which is probably appropriate as always. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in